Like when you eat lunch, I mean that type of thing, we are not saying we need to go and run, but you can just have a small walk around. And also, but what our important thing here we need to emphasize is on the consumption of fruits and vegetables. Okay. Because here it has been, studies have indicated that in the Gambia, very few people consume fruits and vegetables. And also very few people also go, go on the exercise, for example. They also do exercise. And I think by consuming adequate amount of fruits and vegetables and also coupled with exercise will really help us a long way to improve our health and trying to also to prevent non-communicable diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, the cancers and so on. This is the only way we can prevent it, by eating good food. And when you talk about good food, let's not focus on and depend on processed foods. This is my advice. And I think in the Ramadan you see a lot of packages, a lot of plastic bags, a lot of processed food being taken to the house. And we are really discouraging it. We are not saying people should not go and buy processed food, but we need to make a limit to it. Let's eat what we grow. That's always our emphasis. Okay. Let's eat what we grow. Imagine at this time of the year, we have, if you go to houses, you rarely see people consuming potatoes. You rarely see people consuming, cassava, bananas. And we also want people to be consuming like mangoes. We are in the mango season. Yeah. Although some mangoes have gone. But you can see most of the time we sell these mangoes. And if you have like if you have a cassava, you have a lot of cassava at household, instead of consuming it with your family, people end up selling the cassava, the plant itself, and also the leaves. So you can see what are you going to be left with to consume. So it's better for us to consume what we grow. And we need to grow, a variety of these food items. Okay. It's not only fruits, but we need to focus on vegetables. And if you look at our foods, for example, when people dish food, most of the time you see only meat and fish. We want to be eating meat, we want to be eating fish all the time. Yes,
because sometimes people think that's good food, and that is what is
it's
healthy.
A sign of good living.
It's a sign of good living.
I know that's what people think.
And sometimes you see a family like in the whole month of Ramadan. Yeah. It's today chicken, tomorrow it's beef. Exactly. Next day it's fish. It's something and like so if you look at it,
no, those things are really not healthy. That's what we are saying. Okay. Like if we're not saying don't eat meat, because we also want the children to be consuming the meat and fish for them to develop, for them to grow and develop. And that's what we want. But most of the time, these foods are meant for the elderly, you and I in the household. Okay. Like when we prepare this food for the husbands, and then everything is meat and fish, we also want those women who are preparing those foods to be at least putting some vegetables on top of the food. Okay. Like if you go to other countries, as I said the last time, if they dish food for you, you only see very little amount of rice, and the entire bowl is full with either cabbage, either garden egg, or whatever you may think of, and carrots and so on. All and that's the way that's what we want to encourage people to do.
So we're going to say that the emphasis is going to be on
the consumption of fruits and vegetables. And one also
no matter what you eat, you can take all amount of chicken, meat, but the thing is, make sure you put in as much as possible, vegetables and the other emphasis is on exercise.
Exactly.
And this has to be after you break the fast.
Exactly. Just walk around. 5 minutes. Just go to a neighbor after eating, because everybody wants to fill your belly with large amount of food. Like if you eat that, you just walk around and say, let me go and see my neighbor. Or Jana, you say, okay, let me go and see my neighbor X. And that's the way you burn in some calories. Okay. Because you've consumed a lot, you need to also go out, walk around so that you can burn some calories. Because that's the only way we can, when I talk about here is energy. Yeah, you are trying to, foods you consume, you're trying to make sure that at least the food have benefit in you. Because you know that the body can only need a small amount of food. Either the protein, the fat, the vegetable. The fat almost remains the same as the moment you are young. It's just the same. But for vegetables and vitamins, for vitamins, I would say, and carbohydrates, automatically you need some amount of food. But what I mean, like if you eat this food, we need to walk around and burn these calories so that the body can be able to use it appropriately. And I think we need to encourage that for people to do that. And also when you come to the preparation of these foods.
Preparation.
Yeah, yes, it's good to prepare these foods. But in the Ramadan, people are always in a haste. People are running after time. It's 7:30, it's 7:25. I'm in a haste to make sure that the food, and they end up mixing both the raw and the cooked food, and most of the time. And I think in some food, like the raw food, you can have some, some other bacteria and other things in it which can be transferable to the cooked food. Okay. So it's better to separate them whilst you are preparing them. Okay. Like the fruits and vegetables, wash them very clearly, very, very clean indeed. Wash them many times and then make sure that they are put on a proper plate and also they are covered. Okay. And then from there you can also mix it with your sauce, whatever you are preparing. Okay. And also when you are preparing, we need to make sure that our hands are clean thoroughly. Like sometimes a child may like to go to the toilet, and then you want to help this child to clean up the child. You need to wash, after that process, you need to wash your hand with soap and water thoroughly before you can touch the food. And I think no matter how hurry we are, we need to make sure we observe some of these things. And whilst we are cooking, we make sure our heads are covered, and then all other things are covered. Okay. So,
it seems that we're almost running out of time, but I think the most important thing here is let us prepare our meal and prepare it very well. Very well. Let us prepare it very early so you'll have enough time to cook your food. Exactly. And at the same time, make sure you take care of things like hygiene. Exactly. And then if you're eating, eat very well, but eat a lot of vegetables and do exercise.
Exactly. And also the other thing is smoking. Okay. Like people would like to break their fast with smoke.
That can be dangerous.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And people will say, well, let me just break myself with smoke. And you're trying to, instead of putting something in you that would benefit you, you are trying to create more harm to yourself by smoking, and that automatically you have been fasting for 12 hours.
For real, it's not really advisable health-wise. So you cannot fast for a whole greater part of the day, and you end up breaking your fast with smoking.
Cigarette,
with cigarette.
So we need to enlighten our brothers about that.
honestly.
And we want people to stop smoking.
Thank you very much, Mr. Njai, for coming to our breakfast show.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to have you. He's the Director of Health Promotion and Education, Ministry of Health.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
kon bis bu bees mu gën fi mën fi wuteeg ña fi nekk neex lool nag ba jéggi dayo te mun lu ne nag gis nga lii podor kon bis paay la lii ay la podor kon bif la boo xam ne dañ ko togg rek ak liñoŋ def salade bii nag di podor kon bif boo xam ne bii pooj ex la bulet a ngi nii ci podor kon bif ñu ne déet na waaye ay da ma jël podor kon bif rek génne rek teg ci palaat bi ay da gis nga bii mooy podor kon bif bi nga xam ne rôle la waaye ay da li ci gën a tee doy waar nag seetal li ma def ci podor kon bif cere laa ci def te xoolal nga mun cee reer mun cee ndéewu mu neex ba dee baax ci yow ba dee yëpp ci podor kon bif la dana fa indi xéwal bi AMC trading nga fi indi léegi sa tuuti reegaan AMC trading xam nga leen podor kon bif maa leen ko wax jëndi leen ko def ko nii ma ko defee mu jox leen loo xam ne lii musu leen koo am ci kon bif fii rek ngeen ko mun a amee man yéen maay seen waay lu baax lu ma gis rek indil leen lu baax lu ma xam rek wan leen
saxle ñorle tooyle njëkk seblu mujj seblu ku yóbbuti podor kon bif
la ilaha illallah hop talaw law
When thinking of a better way to start up your day, remember Podor cheese. Podor cheese contains elements that keeps you active all day long. It's good for the family and it's good for you. Available at all shops and supermarkets. Proudly brought to you by AMC Trading.
Podor mo ko yor.